everybody. How you doing? It's Ethan. It's the One Guy Talking podcast. It's very exciting, right? How are you? Happy Thursday. If you're in the Florida, Georgia area, happy Georgia-Florida game this weekend. Drinking a little port. Very excited. Little class, huh? Not too sure if I like the video thing. I don't know. You tell me. One Guy Talking podcast at gmail.com. Should I do it the old school way, or should I keep on doing it this way, or what? Whatever you think. You tell me. I don't know. I just thought I'd try something new, and you can always try something different, I guess. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I can see that there's reflection in my glasses, so maybe I'll take these off. Looks much better. Well, exciting show. Hopefully, if Corbin Hanson Hightower calls in. So that's very exciting. She is a author. She is a mom. She is a social media chick. She is a what else is she? Author, social media chick, mom, blogger, and she's the author of Wool Gathering, Bedtime Stories for Wayward Grown-Ups. I always say adults, but I don't know why. I don't know why I always do that. Why do I always do that? I don't know. So anyway, it's Thursday, and I've had a so-so week. I've been getting to work on time, which is very good. I'm very happy about that. I got written up, so I'm happy that that is now in my rearview mirror. I work an hourly job, so sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. I don't know. So yeah, the boss and I had a talk on Monday, I guess it was, when he was back in the office, and he, documented my lateness and stuff like that. And I figure, why fight authority? I've been fighting authority all my life because I hate it, and I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, why should I always fight about everything? In other words, like, for example, I'm in therapy, right? I see a psychiatrist for medication management, and I see a therapist for talk therapy. Because unfortunately, the way today's work, you don't go to therapy. You don't see a psychiatrist for meds and therapy. Although my shrink is very nice, and she does therapy with me. But so anyway, the people I see, the people I get meds from, the people I'm in therapy with, they don't have evening hours. They don't have weekend hours. You got to go during the workday. Now, what I've been doing before I got written up was I would take a long lunch and let them know in advance, and simply take that off of my vacation time. And they didn't like that, as it turns out. Now, I could have raised how, I brought in doctor's notes and stuff like that for the times I was out. But then I thought, why should I even fight it? Why should I fight it? Why should I fight it? What is it going to matter? I just sucked it up and said, you know what? Next time I'm in therapy, I'll take a vacation day. I'll just take a vacation day because I cannot deal with the stress of going to the shrink on lunch and coming back 20 or 30 minutes past due and getting shit for it or getting called from the vice president of the department. I can't. I mean, my natural inclination, because I don't have a social filter, is to fight it, is to bitch, is to yell. And that's what I feel like doing. But maybe in my old age, I'm getting a little wiser or a little more careful, realizing I have things to protect. But I don't know. In a way that makes me sad as well. But what can you do, right? It's one of those things. It happens. And you got to do what you got to do. And so here I am, right? I am actually seeing where Corbin is. Hold on a second here. Hold on. I'm talking to you. So, I mean, why would I fight therapy? Why would I fight the therapy? Why would I fight my bosses when they're the one who pays me? And of course, that creates an ethical quandary of how am I gonna pay for the mortgage and feed my wife and kid and stuff like that? And that, of course, makes me nervous, right? I mean, wouldn't it make you nervous? I don't know. I don't know. In other words, I've been fighting institutions like bosses and teachers and parents and you know, whatever. I've been fighting that. Been fighting that all my life. I'm 45 years old. Maybe at some point I should grow up and go with it. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing or a wise thing. I don't know. I know that this video looks like it's an ISIS video, though. And it looks like I'm about to decapitate an Israeli or something like that. But and there again, what are you going to do? So I'm trying to kill time till Corbin Hanson Hightower gets on. But I guess she's having issues with the Google Hangout. What are you going to do? So I think it's just going to be you and me talking here. I had notes and everything. I had notes. I had Ethan. I wish you had more of a social filter game. I had stuff to talk about. I was going to talk to Corbin about her book. I was talking about how she's doing. She's got a really interesting family situation, really interesting life. Oh, this might be her. This might be her. I heard a beep. I heard a beep. Where the hell is that beep? Where is that beep? Where is that beep? I heard a beep. Why is it that everybody else's podcast is smooth and, you know, goes great and stuff like that? And here I am. I'm waiting for Corbin, and she's not on. Where is she? Where is Corbin Hanson Hightower? She's not here. She's not here. Maybe I will go back to the old audio way of doing things. I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, here I am. I'm waiting for her. I hear the thing go beep. She's not here. She's supposed to be here. I'll send her another invite. Let's do this right now. Okay, I sent that to her, and hopefully that is that, and she will join. I'm sorry that you're getting this exciting stuff. So let's see what else. Okay, I got written up at work. Got yelled at by the vice president. I picked the wrong day. Picked the wrong day to stop smoking, as they say in airplane. I picked the wrong day to go in late to a global procurement conference call. I was late. I was about 20, 30 minutes late for work. My boss was up in Philly, and the vice president had scheduled a global procurement meeting, conference call for some horrible training. And I was 20 minutes late. And by the time I sat down, there were 4 or 5 messages from him and his underlings saying, "Call me," which is a great thing to realize. And then of course, you're calling your vice president on the phone, and you are, waiting for him to pick up the phone, and then he's like, where are you? Where were you? And you don't have an excuse. Your excuse is really that you overslept. That you overslept, and that you just weren't there. You weren't representing, right? So how do you say that to your boss? Your boss's 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 boss. I don't know. You just do, or you don't. Well, I didn't have an excuse for him. What was I going to say? I was tired, so I slept in late, or I was watching Gotham till 2 a.m. No, no, that is not the case. That is not the case. And I haven't watched any UFC, so I can't tell you about that, because we got rid of the regular cable. We just have the Hulu and the Netflix and the other thing, the Amazon Prime. So there's that. So I've been able to watch any boxing. I haven't been able to watch any. Is she here? Corbin. Corbin. Where the hell are you, man? Where the hell are you? I don't know. This is kind of not working, I guess, right? Is this not working? I guess it's not working. Ugh. Why does this always happen? She's like, "Oh, I'm really sick." Ladies and gentlemen, Corbin's my buddy, so I can't knock her. She's my pal, so I'm not gonna knock her. And boy, this has been a boring podcast so far. Do you want to hear some of the things that I've written down as far as social filter stuff? It's good stuff. I have actual cards. I have actual cards with actual things that might or might not be part of my social filter. Because often I'll sit in my shrink's office and I will say, well, my behavior is this, and blah, blah, blah. And I think it's totally normal. For example, I'll ask somebody 10 times in a row, when are we going to hang out? When are we going to hang out? When are we going to hang out? Not thinking that that's not healthy, and that also that perhaps they don't want to hang out anymore, or perhaps it takes that person longer to get to the point where they want to hang out, and then they tell me, whereas I just automatically like people. I easily like people. easily like people. So I don't know what that means. So, and what my therapist would say is, you have a big heart. People aren't used to seeing someone with such a big heart. But maybe you should, when you're at a crossroads with a decision about saying something, maybe you should stop and think if it's healthy or not before you continue. Because what might seem totally normal to you, meaning the shrink talking to me, Paul talking to me, to you, Ethan, is perhaps not something that's healthy, that's normal. So I don't know. What do you think about that? Because for me, it's always unfiltered. Unfiltered. When are we going to hang out? Why are we doing this? Fuck the system. And I know this might be boring and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sorry that my guest isn't here. But I don't know. Email me. Tell me what you think. oneguytalkingpodcast@gmail.com. Is it okay to like the world so much that there is no processing system in your mind of what's right and what's wrong? Not that you're going to call somebody cunt or something like that, but like you meet somebody as a friend, you dig them instantly, and you let them know that you dig them, and you want to be friends. And then all of a sudden there's issues, and it's weird, and you push it, and of course, and then you fuck up the friendship because you're overly aggressive, which I've done a gazillion trillion times because I guess I'm an emotional mess. But what are you going to do? I'd like to say that I'm living and learning as I'm getting older. I'm not sure if I am or not. I don't know. You tell me. I mean, I am looking in my house right now, and there's a gorgeous wife sitting on the couch who loves me, even though I drive her crazy. And somewhere in there, there's a 6-year-old, almost 7-year-old son who we both drive each other crazy, but he's my best friend, and I love him very much. And sometimes that's okay, you know? I don't know. I've been struggling a lot with sort of like getting older and loss and aging and stuff like that. I don't know necessarily what brought it on. Maybe it was turning 45. Perhaps it was the anniversary of my father dying. I don't know. But I've been reflecting a lot about it and change and stuff like that. And I don't know what it all means. I don't know what it all means. I do know that life used to be simpler, certainly at one time. And then, of course, you get married. Well, you find a serious relationship, and you get married. And then the kid comes, and then, you know, it's all these sort of societal expectations that you do. And there, of course, there are folks like my buddy Kirk, who I don't hear from anymore, who sort of reject that. And I guess it sort of either displeases them, or makes them uncomfortable, and it's not a topic they want to be around. It's like unclean or dirty or something like that. So you're caught in a bit of a struggle. I don't know. Again, I'm babbling. I guess Corbin is sick, and she's not coming on. Because I often find that, like, I find myself now, as I'm 45, I find myself thinking, like, do you remember that time when you were 22 and you saw Husker Du no, I wasn't even 22. I was 16 or 17 because I was in high school. You remember that time when you were 16 or 17 and you saw Husker Du at Irving Plaza with Soul Asylum opening up? And high school sucked, but there were years in college that were okay. Senior year in college was pretty good. And then The years living in Jersey City were cool. Different kind of cool now, but cool. But then all of a sudden you wake up and you're 45 and it's like you got responsibilities and you got all this other shit and you got the pitter patter of not so little feet running towards the door when you get home. It's all emotionally overwhelming. And is it healthy to be overwhelmed? Is it healthy to say to yourself before you open that door and you walk in, like, man, what is waiting for me at the other side of that door when I go through that landing? And is it okay to feel that way? Is it okay to feel freaked out? I don't know. So I'm working on getting a filter. I'm working on being a better person. I'm working on being more thoughtful. I'm working on not driving my wife crazy. I'm working on not driving the people in my life crazy. I'm working on being a better human being. And I think sometimes I do better at that than others. Certainly, I think that I may stress about it far too much than others do. I don't know. I'm not choosing myself for sainthood or anything like that. It's weird. It's a weird life. You look at your parents and you saw how they were in control and they seemed so confident and strong and sure. And then you realize, after years of therapy, self-hate, doubt, and anxiety, you realize that they were just a couple of schmucks like you who were just trying not to get arrested. Now, whether that's good or bad, I don't know. I can't vouch for pros or cons as far as this is concerned. But I do know that. Now, whether that gives me more clarity on being a dad and a husband, I don't know. I certainly know that I hope my kid, when he gets older, doesn't struggle with issues with me. He probably will, but I try not to drive him that crazy. I mean, he's a pretty free-spirited, cool kid. But I don't know. Maybe I just stress and think about things too much. I mean, I really fucking mull things. I really think about things. And I'm not too sure if that's healthy or not. Because some people just fucking strut and do it. But I think and obsess and I think and I think and I think. And I wonder how things are and if they're going okay and whatnot. And do other people do that? I don't know. I don't know if it's healthy because you think and you think and you think and you think and you think. But do you ever work anything out? Do you ever come to any conclusions? Like, I could have totally fucking freaked out about getting written up and yelled up on my vice president and said, well, fuck it. They're going to let me go and I'll just find another job and I'll just hang out and blah, 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 eat pretzels and work on getting a belly, more of a belly. But, I sucked it up. I realized that I fucked up and I'm going to try to atone, quote unquote, atone a little bit. Simply because I got nothing else to do, and they're paying me. Let me check my email real quick. I'm sorry. She is not arriving, I guess. Isn't that great? And I have no people watching. So, I don't know. Where are you, Corbin? Come on, join. And I was even going to have her read a story that I wrote during one of my more manic phases that I thought would be cool because I was in a manic way. And I thought that because I thought it was brilliant and marvelous when I wrote it. And then when I sent it to the person I sent it to, who was in the MMA industry, it was a reality show idea. And I stayed up late till like 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning because I thought it was the most wonderful, brilliant idea ever. By the time she got it, she was like, man, you're crazy. This was like last summer before I started working again full time. So summer of 2014. Right, 2014. So it's a reality show idea about lovable, cherubic, New Zealand-born, Australian-based MMA fighter, Samoan ethnicity, Mark Hunt. And the MMA person was writer Loretta Hunt. Loretta is a sort of sweet, small, white chick from Long Island. And Mark Hunt is this huge, chubby, multiple tribal tattoos, Maori guy from Australia, originally from New Zealand. And wouldn't it be funny if, due to a wacky screw-up, Mark Hunt ended up being roommates with Loretta Hunt and Loretta Hunt's husband? And I thought that was the most hysterical idea. Like, they would come home late at night after Loretta had baked a pie, and Mark would be up eating the blueberry pie with blueberries all over his face and stuff like that. And it could be like wacky hijinks and wacky shenanigans. But she didn't like it. Her reaction was, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, am I glad that you are working now. And I thought it was the most brilliant thing. And I thought Corbin would have really enjoyed it, had a laugh about it, and would have totally I think she would have totally dug it. I don't know. I would like to think that I knew where fucking my guest was, and she's not here. Maybe I should maybe I should do more of a test run with people, but I'm here. I'm talking live. I'm checking my email. I don't know if she's texting me or not, but certainly fucking I'm talking to you. I'm fucking babbling and I'm being fucking horrible. Okay, let me see what do you think? Is this socially acceptable? When people ask how your day is going, you really tell them. For example, it's shitty, or you got yelled at work, or you're hating yourself. You actually offer that information. What do you think? Is that non-filter-esque? Is it okay to ask a German in 2015 about World War II, just to bust their chops? Is it okay if the VP of the department you work at asks you if you're enjoying your new position and you say no? So these are just a few things that I've written. And obviously, they would have been great had she been here, but she's not here. So I don't know. Is this worth continuing? I had all this shtick done to go back and forth with her about, and she's not here, unfortunately. It really is a One Guy Talking podcast tonight. What else? I have to get Brittany on the show. So Pop Culture Brittany, shout out to you. I need you back on because you are a nice person and very knowledgeable about pop culture, and I need your presence here. You're missed. It's been like a year and a half or something since you've been on, and so that's about it. All right, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I think this has not been a good episode. I have not been on tonight. I'm sorry. I expected a guest. I don't know where she is. If she's trying to get on, I don't know. That's it. This is me saying goodbye. I've sort of babbled about psychotherapy. I've talked about um, my story idea for Mark Hunt in a reality show that nobody liked. I've talked about getting yelled at work, getting written up at work. Another class completed in the graduate school program. I have still have the 4.0. I'm still rocking that, and still loving that. And my wife's watching The Voice, I think. Yeah, because it's the battleground thing. The guy's singing, and he's in a, not in a cage, but he's in a fucking boxing ring. That's what he is. That's what he's doing. He's in a boxing ring. So there you go. And it's a smooth podcast because I am deftly shifting from Gmail to here, and actually your screen is going blank because I'm looking at my Gmail, because that's how I roll. So I have anything else to share? Coming soon, top 10 guests, reach guests, dream guests that I would have on. I'm going to try doing these regular sort of little updates on a semi-regular basis, sort of like sneak peeks and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not ripping off my Hardgrove Radio friends. Listen to them, watch them. They're great. Hardgrove Internet Radio. I'm sorry that I'm babbling. So I'm gonna get out of here. Okay. If I find Corbin, I will let you know. But I still need a social filter. I'm still employed. Vicky's good. Tobin's good. That is about it. Terrence Crawford is the fighter of the year, they tell me. I'm not sold totally, but any guy who can fight out of Omaha, Nebraska and get 12,000 people in an arena, and Warren Buffett, is doing all right in my book. So there's that. Haven't been watching baseball. Don't know anything about the fall classic, as they say. I haven't been watching football, so I couldn't tell you who's winning there. And this Southern thing of college football, I don't get at all. So I could give a fuck. I could give a sweet motherless fuck about the Gators or the Seminoles or the fucking Bulldogs. I hope they all lose. In fact, I wish them all the worst. I couldn't wish them any worse. So, Georgia Bulldogs, go fuck yourself. I'm going to go have some more port. Corbin, wherever you are, I love you. You're a good friend. Maybe you're trying to dig in somewhere, but I don't see you. If that's the case, I'll be back on and I'll send you a message. But this goes to show sometimes when you work without a net, I've got my notes here to work with her, and she doesn't show up. And I'm trying to talk to you guys. And I don't know if it's worth it, if anybody's going to watch this. I see that nobody's viewing it right now. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. I should be creative enough to improvise and work on something. But am I funny just talking by myself, thinking out loud, musing and stuff like that? Man, Adam Levine, I know he gets a lot of vagina, but he looks really weird now, bald. I'm sitting here looking through I'm on the porch, and I'm sitting here watching Adam Levine. He's bald now, and he's got the scruff. He's got the goatee. And I don't know. Is he good looking? I'm not impressed. So, ladies, if you think Adam Levine is good looking, email oneguytalkingpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any ideas for shows, if you're a comic, if you are a writer, musician, whatever, if you want to do a cross podcast thing or whatever, oneguytalkingpodcast@gmail.com. Again, sorry that this is the way it is, but it is. You do the best you can, and you accept it, and you sort of move on. Again, I'm not going to obsess about it. This is where I was at this moment on Thursday night at 10:36 p.m. October 29th, 2015. Life's all right. I don't know. I am what I am. Maybe I'm a pain in the ass. Maybe I'm a pain in the ass without a guest. Maybe I'm a nut without a guest. I don't know. All I know is that I'm trying to be. And yeah, everyone else can figure out what they want to figure out. And that's it. Okay. Go fuck yourself.